it is shameful when we have a government a country that is suffering from insurgency and all forms of banditry, and yet the armies are not being paid, and they go through a lot just to fend for themselves and their families. And yet we believe that insurgency, or we think insurgency will be a thing of the past. Well, it is difficult because most of these armies, we've gotten reports of how they cry out from where they work of hunger and non-payment of salaries. This alone can cause it can cause lack of motivation for them to go into any battle with insurgents and bandits. Really, I think this government is not doing enough. They are not even doing anything, let alone enough, because these guys are the ones going into this forest to go and fight. They are the ones protecting lives of citizens, and yet you owe them salaries for months. How do you want them to live? I remember the report that one of the armies cried out and said they were about to go for, a fight with Boko Haram, but since they got to the camp, for over 3 days that they have not had anything to eat. And he was wondering if they came here to fast just because someone wants to, embezzle the funds for the feeding of the armies that went for that battle. They kept those monies away from them and left those guys in hunger. They believe that they should rather use their own money to fend for themselves. That is terrible. That is bad. That is not a good way to live, because indeed, if you want these guys to be their best, to do the best for the country, you should be able to encourage them in every way possible. But our government has not done any of this. Rather, what they keep doing is to keep frustrating these guys. So how do you expect to get the best from them if you continue to treat them in this manner? But good to know that the new chief of army staff, that is Yahaya, have actually said that he will ensure prompt payment of troops' salary. But how is he going to do this? Because of course, perhaps it could be that it's the army chiefs that has been withholding all of these funds and why they are not getting to the armies on time. Well, we'll find out in this report, but please ensure you subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, turn on the notification bell, like, and also share this video. All right, dear friends, without further ado, it says the Nigerian army has said that salaries of soldiers and officers deployed to the theaters of operations across the country will continue to be paid promptly as a way of encouraging them to tackle insurgency. The Chief of Army Staff, Major General Farouk Yahaya, who gave the assurance, called on officers and men of the force to apply creativity in their approach towards tackling insurgency across the country. The Army Chief, who was represented by the General Officer commanding GOC 81 Division, Major General Lawrence Fejoku, spoke at the opening ceremony of the Nigerian Army Finance Corps Warrant Officer and Senior Non-Commissioned Training Week in Lagos. He said, in view of the contemporary security challenges in Nigeria, the Nigerian Army must remain focused, disciplined, and professional in dealing with these challenges, especially in a joint environment. Thus, the development and deployment of physical capability will contribute significantly to the defense and security of our nation. The Nigerian army must be creative and improve its problem-solving skill to be able to defeat all forms of adversaries, particularly non-state actors. To achieve this, the prudent utilization of finance and indeed all resources can never be overemphasized, especially in the state of building national resources. While appraising the theme of the conference, the Chief of Army Staff said, the training week is coming at a time when the demand for openness is high, adding that for the Nigerian Army to remain competitive in the 21st century, it must continue to develop requisite skills and competencies that would make it ever ready to achieve its constitutional duties. In order to achieve the aforementioned objective, the Chief of Army Staff said the theme of the training week was aptly crafted as repositioning Nigerian Army Finance Corps warrant officers, senior non-commissioned officers for professional and innovative financial service delivery to the Nigerian Army. The Chief of Army Staff explained that the prudent and efficient use of the public funds also becomes compelling given the anti-corruption drive of the federal government of Nigeria, as well as dwindling national revenue due to the adverse effect of the global COVID-19 pandemic. We need to be more open in managing the scarce resources that are allocated to the Nigerian Army, and we need to be more open to justify whatever whatever has been appropriated to us. Well, obviously, it feels like the new chief of army staff um, has the interest of the Nigerian army at heart, but really we cannot tell if it's genuine or not, because obviously they keep pretending like they are genuine people and want the best for the Nigerian army. But yet I believe they should rather check some of the top commanders and ensure, because some of these guys, when some of these benefits are released to them to give to the other armies, they don't get it at all, and this alone has actually made a lot of these armies not to be motivated to get the best of their job done. That is why we're still struggling to deal with insurgents, banditry, kidnapping, Boko Haram, and the likes. Because if ISWAP can do it in just one battle, I believe the Nigerian army can as well do this. So the chief of army staff has actually promised that they will be promptly paid. I hope that happens, and I hope that because these guys are humans as well, and they need the best, and they can also provide for their families. They have families too, so they should be well supported, especially when a family does not know if the father is going to return or if he's never going to return. So I believe such people should not be held whatever kind of salary. They should always be motivated. Yes, the kind of job they do needs a lot of motivation, and because they are not being motivated, that is why you see so much corruption. You see them hanging on the roadside, trying to get money off Nigerians, collecting all forms of bribe. These are the things, because the top officials, the commanders, have collected half of their monies. So all they can use to augment to, save themselves and their families is to keep, taking from other people as well. That is why the corruption in the country is this high. So let the chief of army staff really work this out to ensure that all of these guys are well paid, and as much that their salaries are promptly paid as well. So my dear people, that is it. Thank you so much for listening. Please drop your comment and tell us what you think, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Do have a pleasant time. Bye for now.